Hello everyone, Toons United here, and welcome to a LEGO Marvel Superhero set review, and in this one I'm going to be taking a look at the Tanker Truck Takedown set from 2016. Alright, so as always I'm going to start off with the main build of the set, which in this case is the Tanker Truck itself, and if you haven't watched my top 10 LEGO sets of 2016 video already, I would recommend you go and check that out. I've left a link to it in the description below for those of you who are interested, but for those of you who have watched it, you will know that this was my favorite LEGO set of that year. It kind of embodies all the good things about a LEGO set. It has a great price to part ratio, a really solid build with some nice play features in it, a lot of side builds as well, and a great minifig selection. One minifig is still exclusive to this day, and the other one at the time was exclusive, which would be the Spider-Man, and the exclusive one would be Vision. I really like how those two minifigures turned out, and it's also good to have Captain America and Hawkeye, who were key characters in parts of the movie, Captain America especially. But overall, I think it was a great set. For $30, it was an awesome deal. But let's get back to the build, now that you know all that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this into two parts of the main build, because it is two parts. So I'm going to start with the front build, which I'll get into right now. So something important to note about the entire build of the set is it's in the 6-stud wide style of vehicle, rather than the 4-stud wide style, which is the most common size used for all LEGO vehicles across all LEGO themes, but to me that's perfectly fine. 6-stud wide is still common enough and not weird or out of place like maybe 12 studs wide would be, that this will fit in perfectly into your LEGO City layout or mock, or maybe even your stop motion, whatever you're using it for. So I'm really happy LEGO decided to do that, rather than make it that crazy size, because that makes it very versatile and able to be used across multiple LEGO themes, so that's awesome. I'm not sure if the color scheme is accurate, but I really like it. I really like the orangish yellow pieces. We don't get a lot of those, so that's nice. And I think it goes really well with the dark bluish gray, so it creates a nice look. I like how it looks best from the side, probably. That's just my opinion, because it makes it look most like a truck. Well, maybe like that, yeah. That's probably my best angle for it, or the opposite way from the front. Yeah, that's cool. But I think it looks very nice from almost every angle. As you can see right here, it has a ton of space in the back. You can fit at max maybe 2 minifigs. If you squeeze them in, maybe 3. Well, actually, yeah, probably 3 if you're really good at squeezing stuff in, so that's cool. A lot of space back there, which would make sense because this is a truck. This is where you would hook up the tanker, and it's also cool because you can create your own custom things to hook up back there, so that's nice. And I'm not sure if this is just for detail or if it's so you can hook up things like trailers, so it doesn't have to just haul tanks like that. On the back, you have a brick-built fire extinguisher, which looks very nice. There's nothing more they can do to that unless they make a custom mold for it. From the front, again, I think it looks really good. Sorry about the sticker, I butchered it, but if it was in the middle, it would look a little bit better. But nice look. I like the windshield piece. I don't ever have enough of those, so that's nice to get another one of them. The whole front of the car comes off, which is nice. It's only hooked in with these 2 studs, and it allows you to get in there with your fingers pretty well, so that's a good inclusion. In the cockpit, or driver's seat rather, you have a stickered console piece, or stickered car console. So that looks pretty cool. If you can see it, let me try and get it in the light. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to see, but if you look, you can. It's just a car dashboard, so that's nice. And then also they have some dark bluish gray 1x2 cheese-slow pieces in there to kind of make it look a little bit more comfy. The one downside to this whole thing is I'm pretty much done. I think this looks really good, and overall a very nice, solid build. Okay, there we go. Is that it doesn't have a back window, or at least a wall, maybe just some more of the yellowish or dark orangish yellow bricks there, just to create a wall, or in my opinion, it would have been better if they had just used some trans white pieces just to build that up and make it look like it has a window in the back like most trucks do. Maybe it's intentional so you can do stuff like this, make it easier to drive or fly if you want to do that, but I'm not entirely sure. Alright, so that's it for the front, and now let's move on to the back of the build. So here's what the truck would be hauling. It's the actual tank itself, and I think it's probably the most important build here because it houses the largest play feature, which you can't really see anything, and that's awesome. LEGO hit it very, very well. There's virtually no way you can tell except on the other side. Flip around, where you can see this knob, which has the sticker on it that tells you to turn it this way, which will activate the play feature, which I'll show you in a second. But overall, I think this looks really good. They got some nice shaping in there, pretty accurately scaled compared to the truck itself. I really like these pieces here, the 2x4 curved slopes. I love curved slopes. I don't know why, but they just add an extra level of detail, so that makes this look very round and accurate. On the top, they got some nice detailing in there too, with some of these 2x2 round plates or round tiles rather, in light bluish gray. And then on the edges over here, they included some of the angled corner tiles in the orangish yellow, so that's awesome. I don't have any of those pieces, I don't think, so that's nice to get them in that color. And tons of tiles up there as well. On the underside, you obviously have the tires and some lights, but something I thought was cool, if you look very closely, right there, you can see that they used some studs in metallic silver to make it look like suspension, or at least to give you the idea of that. So that's really nice, and I'm glad they did that. On the other side, it looks pretty decent, and that's where you would hook it up to the truck. And also over here, I like the shaping they got in there with the wedge plates. That looks nice. And then over here, you can see hints of the play feature. So let me go ahead and show you guys what that does. So essentially, you would do something. I don't know what you would do, but you would do something. And then this whole thing, explosion noises. There we go. So the whole thing opens up. So these things can fold back down independently if you want to. But on the inside, you see there are some trans orange pieces, and I think in varying colors, I'm not entirely sure, but trans orange pieces with these flames that pop up, and they're in different spots, and so they look like they're different sizes, so that's very cool. I mean, just look, see if I can get it back. Look at that look. That's, go back up, flames. That's actually a really nice look. That's just awesome. And on the inside, they give you plenty of space, so when these flames are up, you have plenty of storage space too, maybe to store a few of their accessories and stuff like that. So that's really nice. I don't know why they would do brown. Maybe to simulate something that's burnt. But I think overall that's just awesome. A very well designed play feature. And if also you saw the whole back of the tank itself pops off. So really nice play feature. Also on the top too, they use these wedge plates instead of straight plates. So it gives it that sort of broken look. See, like that? Oh, that's just really awesome. A very well designed play feature, and well hidden away. So if you don't want to look at it, all you'd have to really do is just find some way to remove this knob, and it would be perfectly fine. So really like the design of this. The whole set, the main build at the very least, it was very well designed, and I just think a good inclusion to this. Alright, so that's it for the main build. Now I'm going to show you the side builds really quick. So here are the two side builds of the set, and from left to right you have the windsock assembly, and then you have Hawkeye's motorbike. So I'm going to start with the windsock. You can rotate the sock itself a full 360 degrees, which is nice. So if you're making a stop motion or something, you can just have it wobbling back and forth. So that's pretty cool. One complaint I would have about it is that they used a round brick in orange with a pinhole in it on either side, so on the top you do still have that hole, so that looks a little bit weird, but other than that I think it looks fine. So the whole idea of this is that somehow, say maybe one of your heroes threw the tanker truck at it or something, it would get knocked over like this, and the barrels would go flying, maybe a little more forcefully than that, but barrels would go flying, they would blow up, and then that's where these flame pieces would come in. And then you can just have them sitting at various spots around the barrels. So that was the idea behind that, and I think that's decent. I mean, they could have done without it, in my opinion, but it's nice that they included it. It's extra pieces and also a fun play feature for littler kids. And then Hawkeye's motorbike, there's not much more to say. I believe it is just the standard motorbike with a metallic silver frame and then a purple top. So, I mean, well, and they do include the Avengers sticker on it. I guess that makes it special. But yeah, I mean, it's just the standard Lego motorbike or dirt bike or whatever you want to call it. Alright, so that's it for the side builds and all the builds in the set. So now let's move on to the minifigs. Alright, so here are the two minifigs on the Iron Man side of the Civil War that are included in the set, and you can definitely tell LEGO put a whole lot of work into these two, and they are definitely the highlight of the set in terms of the minifigs, because you have Vision and Spider-Man Stark Enhanced. Vision is still exclusive, and at the time Spider-Man Stark Enhanced was, and then obviously they came out with the Spider-Man Homecoming set, so he came out in two of those, which I'm glad he did, because it makes him easier to get for people, but Overall, I think these are two of the best minifigs that I've seen from the LEGO Marvel line. Vision is the best looking Vision that we've gotten, and this is the best looking Spider-Man we've gotten in years. Both of them have printing that goes all the way around their heads, which just adds that extra amount of detail that they need. Vision has printing that goes from his torso down to his toes. We never really get toe printing on any minifigs, so that's awesome to see. Spider-Man Stuck in His has dual molded legs, and I don't think I have any. Actually, no, maybe I have one or two, but the important thing about it is dual molded legs with printing on it, printing on the front. That's awesome. And then he's got hip printing, and then he's got torso printing that goes all the way around the back, and also he has arm printing, and they even included his web shooters. Let me show you that real quick, and that just looks phenomenal. I mean, look, they didn't even have to do that if they didn't want to. So I'm very happy they did. That's awesome. And then Vision, obviously, he has some metallic gold printing going on near his chest and near his neck, which just adds an extra layer of detail. The Infinity Stone, which is the one thing that changed, and I believe the reason he's exclusive, used to be blue, but now it's yellow to match how it looked in the Civil War movie. His cape is a nice metallic, I don't even know what you would call it. It looks like it's made of metal, which is what it was in the movie. So that's awesome. It adds that nice techno sort of look to it. It's even see-through like it was in the movie. You can just see barely see through it. And then obviously there's printing on the back of his head, and also on Spider-Man, and also Spider-Man Stuck in His back printing with the classic big red spider. So that's cool. And back to what I was saying, you can flip the cape up because of the material it's made out of, which is very, very useful for people who do reviews like myself. And then there you can see Vision's back printing, which I think just looks really good. Simple, but needed. It's very nice to have that. So that's it for these two minifigs. Again, I believe they're the highlight of the set. The best Spider-Man minifig that we've gotten in forever, if not the best Spider-Man minifig ever. And then, obviously, the best Vision ever. Alright, so that's it for the Iron Man side of the Civil War. Now let's move on to the Captain America side. Also, really quickly, I forgot to mention, Spider-Man does have an accessory. It's his webbing. This was a new piece for 2016, as well as the piece he's using to hold it. Now, obviously, it's not, and they continue to use these two pieces to give this effect of him shooting out his web. So that's really cool, and I'm very happy that they included it. And if you don't like it like that, you can take it off and use this piece here to make your own custom accessories. Maybe make your own types of webbing. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so here are the two minifigs included in the set from the Captain America side of the Civil War. We have Captain America himself and Hawkeye. I feel that they could have maybe done an exclusive Captain America minifig here, because this is the same one we've been getting since 2012. For me, it's not bad, because I don't even have Captain America, so this is awesome. But I feel they could have maybe at least done an exclusive helmet mold or something, or maybe even some leg printing to go along with it, to make him exclusive, or change the color of his shield. I do feel that they need to do that. It's in the normal red, which I think looks fine, but they could do dark red, which would probably look more accurate. But overall, he's a nice minifig. He has to be solid because he's been here for, 6 years now? But I think he looks pretty good. Definitely probably the least desirable minifig of all these, because, you know, again, he's not exclusive or anything like that. There's his back printing. Overall, nice minifig, but again, not very desirable. Hawkeye, I believe, is exclusive to this. He's the latest version of Hawkeye we've gotten, and I believe the most accurate. I really like his torso printing and his leg printing. It goes down into his hips as well. Looks really nice. He has that one flesh arm, which looks nice. Looks pretty cool. He has his compound bow, obviously. His hairpiece has been the same since forever, but also, I really like his face print. His face print is the most accurate we've gotten. I think it really captures how the actor looks, so that's pretty cool. And then on the back, we have his back printing. You have a quiver there. It would have been cool if they just included a quiver. That would have been pretty nice. They just would have had to do one in black. But this is good as well. And just for comparison, let me remove Captain America, since we've already kind of seen everything there is to see. We're not done with Hawkeye yet. He has an alternate face. Here's the original Hawkeye from 2014. So, there. You can definitely see, this one looks a lot more cartoony. I think his color scheme was accurate to the Avengers movie, but this guy just looks so much better. This guy's face print just looks kind of mean and weird. And then, the hairpiece is the same, but on the back, take off there. There's his back printing as well for the normal one. If you take off the hairpiece, this is his alternate face, which I think looks actually really, really good. And then, this guy's alternate face. Both of them are a little bit more serious, kind of similar, but again, I think this one just captures, there we go, captures how the actor looks a lot more than this one does, but this one actually would probably look more like Hawkeye, because Hawkeye does wear those goggles and glasses and stuff like that, or at least that's how you see him in all the TV shows and comics and all that. So, there we have it. Those are the two minifigs included in the set. Oh, I can't remember which hairpiece they have. Well, they're the same, so I mean, it doesn't really matter. Alright, so that's it for the minifigs in this set, and that's actually it for the set itself. So, there you go. Captain America and Iron Man side of the Civil War. Alright, so that's it for my thoughts on this set. If you have any you would like to share, please feel free to do so down in the comments below. I would love to see your opinions on this set, and I'm sure others would as well. Also, don't forget to check out my link in the description below to my top 10 LEGO sets of 2016 video. I would really appreciate it if you guys went and watched that. But that's all I have for you guys right now, so I hope you all have enjoyed. I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.